Welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be your guide today as we explore a truly fascinating topic. We live in an age where almost everything we do is backed up to the cloud. Millions of gigabytes of data floating invisibly through the air, stored remotely and accessible instantly, as long as you have the right password, of course. But what if that whole concept isn't just a modern technological marvel? What if a totally similar invisible network actually exists for human consciousness itself? Today, we are decoding a massive metaphysical concept, the Akashic Records. Okay, let's dive into this. Think for a second about how your home Wi-Fi network operates. We can't see the internet, we definitely can't touch it, yet we know it's everywhere around us. If you have the right device and you tune into the correct frequency, boom, you reach limitless information. Well, according to ancient philosophies and modern mystics, the universe operates in the exact same way. They suggest there is a hidden, secret cosmic cloud floating all around us, and if you know how to log in, you can access the entirety of human history along with your own personal spiritual data. To make sense of all this, here is our roadmap for today. 1. The universe's supercomputer. 2. Inside the Book of Life. 3. Prophets and quantum waves. 4. Accessing your soul's library. And 5. Healing through the records. Don't worry if this sounds huge. We are going to break down this vast metaphysical concept step by step, from exactly what it is to how people actually use it. Section 1. The universe's supercomputer. So, modern thinkers, like the famous clairvoyant Edgar Cayce, essentially describe the records as the ultimate central storage facility. He viewed it as an all-encompassing field of energy that holds the past, present, and future knowledge of literally all things. To truly build a foundation for this, we need to look at the root of the word itself, Akasha. It's a Sanskrit word that translates to ether or sky. In elemental and metaphysical terms, it refers to an invisible, ever-pervasive cosmic realm. So when we talk about the Akashic Records, we're quite literally talking about cosmic knowledge that is written in the sky or ether. It doesn't belong to any one person, and you definitely can't go grab it in a physical, tangible form. And this brilliantly illustrates how humanity's language for the records has evolved over time. Ancient traditions used to refer to this as the Book of Life. They pictured a massive physical library filled with actual scrolls or books for every single soul. But today, the modern metaphor compares it to a cosmic cloud, or even a completely decentralized, unhackable blockchain. It's like a blockchain ledger where every single action, thought, and intention is permanently recorded. It can't be manipulated, but it is readily available to anyone with the proper access keys. Section 2. Inside the Book of Life. Now let's shift gears from what the network is to what actual data is stored on these cosmic servers. A soul's record basically contains absolutely everything. It is said to hold every thought, word, intent, emotion, and deed from the very time a soul originates until the end of time. But here is the really important part our sources emphasize. This isn't some static, dusty old file. Not at all. It is a living, changing document. As you change, as you heal, as you make new choices today, your personal record updates in real time to reflect those changes. It holds your soul's deepest purpose, your talents, and even your future potentials. But think about it, with infinite data, how in the world do you find what you're looking for? Well, practitioners describe encountering record keepers. These are energetic beings or guides who assist you. Imagine standing in an absolutely infinite orchard of apple trees, where every single apple holds a different experience your soul has ever had. You can't just wander aimlessly, right? Your specific questions act as a compass. They guide these record keepers to the exact tree and the exact apple that contains the core seed of wisdom you need right now. Section 3. Prophets and quantum waves. Let's look at the history and the science and see who exactly claims to have logged into this system. Tracing this chronologically, thousands of years ago, ancient Hindu texts spoke of sage Narada, who could supposedly tap directly into the fabric of the divine cosmic order. Over in ancient Egypt, the philosopher Thoth allegedly received vast wisdom while deep in meditative trances. Fast forward a bit to 1883, and author Alfred Percy Sinnett formally coined the actual term Akashic Records. And in our modern era, celebrated futurist and Nobel Prize nominee Dr. Irvin Laszlo proposed the Akashic field theory. He suggested that the quantum zero-point energy field actually contains intellectual information and memory, not just raw physical data. To really see how this cosmic data might manifest in someone without traditional education, consider the absolutely gripping anecdote of Baba Vanga. She was a Bulgarian peasant girl blinded by a tornado at age 12. Suddenly, she developed this striking ability to see people's lives play out like full movies in her mind's eye, literally from birth to death. Without any formal schooling, she accurately predicted massive world-changing events like Chernobyl and 9/11. Researchers who studied her concluded she was accessing an informational reality completely beyond our standard 5 physical senses. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it lines up with some of history's greatest scientific minds. Nikola Tesla famously stated that his brain was merely a receiver, tapping into a universal core of knowledge. It's fascinating because Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman also explored the idea of quantum entanglement, suggesting that electrons in our own human brains could actually act as receivers that are activated and informed by invisible quantum waves, carrying information instantaneously across any distance. Still need a bit more evidence of a shared cosmic network? Take a look at this number, 148. Sociologists William Ogburn and Dorothy Thomas documented an astounding 148 instances of simultaneous, completely unconnected, groundbreaking inventions. We're talking about people on entirely different continents with zero knowledge of each other's work coming up with the exact same brilliant innovation at the exact same time. It heavily suggests that when humanity is finally ready, vital knowledge is essentially downloaded from the collective ether into multiple receptive minds all at once. Section 4. Accessing your soul's library. Let's transition into the practical side of things. How do individuals actively try to tap into this frequency today? Just like logging into a computer, there is no single right way to access the records. The method completely depends on your own specific spiritual operating system. Some use a specific, spoken, sacred prayer to shift their perception. Others lean into deep, guided meditation and calming breathwork. Some highly visual folks actually imagine stepping into an elevator, riding it all the way up to the 5th dimension, and walking through library doors. And for others, it's honestly as simple as setting a pure, deliberate, even playful, energetic intention. Let's see how this builds into a really structured process. Practitioners strongly emphasize coming prepared because the records contain everything. Just showing up and saying, "Tell me about my life," is kind of like trying to drink from a fire hose. You have to have specific questions. You open the connection, ask one question at a time, and record your impressions. But pay incredibly close attention to step 4. Sources fiercely warn about the strict necessity of closing the records. Leaving one foot in the door to this high-frequency realm can leave your physical body feeling spacey and totally drained of energy. Section 5. Healing through the records. Which brings us to the ultimate question. Why would we even want to access this data in the first place? So the crucial point is this. The Akashic Records are not going to magically change your past. If something terrible happened, it happened. What the records actually do is shift your awareness, offering emotional and spiritual healing. In this field of energy, there is absolute zero judgment, no malice at all. It provides a lens of absolute truth, revealing that every choice you made was simply your best attempt to find safety and love at that moment. It's the ultimate tool for empowering radical self-acceptance and truly understanding your soul's blueprint. It's an incredibly empowering, liberating concept, isn't it? The idea of a universe that doesn't judge you, but instead holds your entire history as a tool for your growth. Which leaves us with one final, fascinating thought for you to ponder on your own journey. If you could log into this cosmic Wi-Fi today, if you could reach out and pull your very own soul's book from that infinite shelf right now, what is the very first question you would ask? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep seeking, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.